Oh snap! I think we're live. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think we are live on the YouTubes. So, good morning,
Well,
everyone.
here
I'm your host, Night
whenever I
Strike.
get around,
Go for it.
I said whenever I get around to finally getting fucking YouTube to open up, I'll be able to tell you if we're live. It says we're live.
It says we're live. I just got messages on YouTube on everything saying we're live, so we're probably live. So there we go. It's 9 o'clock. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Early Watch Reload. Your host, Night Strike. I've got everyone's favorite favorite lever action and revolver guy, Tony.
I'm also the favorite grumpy old bastard and morning radio personality.
This is
Good
true.
morning.
This is true. So,
G Webs and Scott. Good morning, guys.
G Webs and Scott. Wow. Yeah. G Webs is saying we're live, so we're good. We're good. I saw G Webs was live a little earlier. I don't know if he stopped or what, but he was doing some furious video doing this morning. So
Okay.
he was live covering some stuff. I only got a few minutes.
I was doing furious drinking.
I need to get some Curious coffee, but I'll get that after. So, what do you want to talk about this morning?
Well, we could talk about guns, dogs, chainsaws, or
We
the
could.
current shitstorm in politics.
I think we should talk about the current shitstorm just in passing right now, because I don't know, for those that don't know, basically Parler, Gab, those uh, free speech platforms have been under attack, and anybody who is pro conservative, or even the president himself, have been attacked on all forms of social media, and basically anybody who's prior or who is saying, things about certain elections, bad things, are getting basically silenced and struck and banned from all the platforms. And that's very concerning, because, at that point, that says you don't have the right to the First Amendment, so you don't have the right to the Second Amendment or any other amendment in the Bill of Rights, right?
Let's be clear on something here. The First Amendment and the Second and so on protects you from the government infringing upon your rights.
No, this
Not
is true.
private citizens or companies or whatever. They can do whatever the fuck they want. Yeah, I was going
Unfortunately,
to
it's
ask you
true.
that too, man. This place getting more? Is this place getting more, or GunTube getting more signups?
I haven't checked lately. We've been getting some here and there, but that's all. Uh, I've got to check the mail this morning, see if we got. I know we got some over the weekend, but not a lot.
What's wrong with the dog, G Webs? G Webs actually asked that question.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know. Puppy's probably just not feeling well this morning. Yeah, we're getting people. We're getting people here and there. So
I got 4 puppies here currently. Well, they're in the house, not here, but
Yeah. Yeah, no, lately for GunTube we've been getting a couple people here and there, but it hasn't been, the droves that some people expect. Let's see. All right. I have work I got to do today. Oh no, I got to send out more stuff that they got ordered. All right. So, anyways, but yeah, what worries me is these platforms say they're platforms for free speech. They're platforms for they're to express yourself. But when people do express themselves and show their disbelief, they get arbitrarily banned because there was no funny business that happened during November, and that there's nothing wrong with silencing people who disagree. And that sets a dangerous precedence. I mean, I don't care if they're if they're not the government, but the fact is, if the government allows this kind of thing to happen, then if they try and they shouldn't be protected by the law. If they shouldn't be protected by the law if they're going to, what is it? If they're going to, what? How do you say it properly? They can't be a publisher and a platform. They have to choose one or the other. And by narrating or by moderating what's said on their platform, they become a publisher and not a platform. I think that's how it's said.
At the end of the day, they're still a private business. Therefore, they can do what they want. Now, as far as them trying to get together and shut down the other sites, they shouldn't be able to do that.
No, they shouldn't.
But I think the dude from Parler was on saying they were going to be down for a week and then revamp the site. But who knows? That could be bullshit too, because that was on Facebook.
Yeah. No, he said that, and honestly, that's another thing. The reason why he had to shut down was because for anyone that doesn't know, Amazon does their own web hosting and data center services, and yeah, it's expensive, and therefore why I don't use it for GunTube. But again, we can rent dedicated servers and web space from them instead of going through some of the other people online. And the problem is when you do that, you forego your right to be able to handle all that. You let them take care of it, but unfortunately, if they take care of it and they decide that they don't like what you're hosting on their servers, they can cancel your contract and keep your money.
Well, now the thing with that is that may well open up a discrimination suit.
Oh no, absolutely. But that's what's happened to Parler. It's happened to Gab before too. And it's the reason why, with GunTube, why I went out and bought the servers for GunTube, and I have them hosted at a data center, but that data center is not Amazon or YouTube affiliated, because, well, I don't trust either of those corporations to play fair, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't trust those corporations to play fair.
You shouldn't. They're fucking liberal.
They're liberal, at one, and two. the practice is do as we say, not as we do. So, Deweb says, she woke me up after about only 3 hours of sleep and then wanted to keep going outside, cold out there. And she wouldn't just stand there being weird. Finally, she did her thing and is now asleep. Took her an hour and like 6 trips outside to finally move what was bothering her.
Well, man, my puppies get me up every 3 hours at night anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, but you signed up for it with puppies. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gun Channels was never on Amazon servers either. F them, Deweb says. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
And see, and that's why Parler's having some of the problems. And that's why Parler was having some of the problems, and that's why I kind of see Gunstreamer having problems later on too. Is because of Amazon services. Well, yeah, they allow they host services on their servers, but again, as I said, they can arbitrarily choose who they want to get rid of at any moment whatsoever. So they're not reliable or trustworthy data hosts. And honestly, if you're going to host a website on the internet, buy your own damn web server and have it hosted at a data center of which, doesn't give a damn what anybody says other than your dollar.
See, this thing, there's already a precedent set for this because there was that whole cake deal where people didn't want to bake cakes for the customers and they got forced to.
Yeah.
And that was political or religious, either one, still political. So there's already been a precedent set on this where you cannot, quote unquote, discriminate based on political beliefs or sexual orientation.
Well, Amazon just did that. So
I know it, but it has to go through the friggin' process.
Yeah. So there's stuff there. And funny thing is, people were saying don't turn updates on your phone because, they'll delete the Parler app. I still got it on my phone. They tried to remove it, but I still got it on my phone, so it's not working because the website's down.
I've not joined Parler, so I have no idea.
Yeah. It's basically just another version of Twitter without, being Twitter.
I don't believe I've joined Twitter either.
Yeah, Scott is out there saying, "Pray I do not alter the deal any further." Laugh out loud.
What the hell is that from?
Star Wars. I'm altering the deal. Pray I do not alter it any further. When it's Empire Strikes Back, when Vader's talking to Lando in Cloud City. How do I know this?
Yes,
well,
okay.
I've watched too much Star Wars. That's how.
I've watched Star Wars quite a bit, but I couldn't put my finger on where that come from.
Yeah, that's where that's from. That is where that's from. But there's that topic, and then it gets on to the. Let's move on to the fact about if there's 9 days left before Biden supposedly takes office, yet they want to try and vilify and they want to try and impeach the president when they only have 9 days left. It's like, what? You guys can't wait?
Well,
yeah, you have to show outrage over getting pushed out of the office for 4 or 5 hours because of some yahoos that jumped in there.
Hopefully, it goes to show how freaking willing to waste money they are. but I doubt it. And the yahoos that jumped in there, they did not do us any favors at all.
No, they didn't. And that wasn't their intention either.
I mean, if you're gonna do the taking over the Capitol, you got to go all the freaking way, or don't do it at all.
Yep. So, but out there, if you got any thoughts, let us know.
My most feared and hated terminology of late is the new normal. It's like, we're going to fuck you up the ass, and this is just the new normal. Get used to it. Grab those ankles.
I hate that new normal bullshit. So, G Webs is saying classic psyops, change the norm, alter the reality, so we ignore the other hand. Scott79 says Pelosi is probably a little nervous that they may bring trees charges against her for trying to interfere with Trump in the military while he's still president.
I doubt the shit out of that.
Yeah, G-Web says we are watching that absurdity. What else are they doing also? Yeah. I want to see it. He also wants to see an impeach Pelosi campaign or whatever you do to her position. Yeah, you could. Well, you want to basically, you'd have to recall her.
You know, one funny aspect of this is them saying that Trump should resign or step down. Now, this motherfucker ain't relinquishing the election. He ain't going to step down. Jesus Christ.
No, he said there's going to be a transition of power on, so, but he did make a statement, but they had him banned, so no one watched it, but he did make a statement saying that there's going to be a transition of power. So,
hell, it was on the news. So,
I mean, he's already given up for this election. So why vilify him and try and remove him beforehand? You got 9 days. What's the problem? The problem is they just want to hoo-ha, holler, and make a big stink about it, just so they can, as GF says, just so they can, I guess, blind us from what's going on.
Well, you think about it, and how good the country was going a year ago.
It wasn't going good a year ago.
Before the whole COVID thing.
Before the COVID thing, yeah.
Very well.
Doing very well, then they tanked it.
The COVID thing didn't start hitting here seriously till March.
No. I did catch the COVID at one point, so it was a real thing, but again, I think it was blown way out of proportion.
Let's take it back 16 months then.
Okay.
How good the country was doing at that point. People, after a couple of years of Biden doing what he wants, people are going to look back at how it was and say, wait a minute. Unless the left can vilify Trump enough. It don't matter how good the country was if the guy in charge is a psycho nut job.
Yeah, and I don't think they can.
I'm not talking about reality. I'm talking about impression.
I don't think they.
Are you kidding? You really need to look around on the internet. They're out there vilifying him to people every fucking minute of every day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
obviously,
But the people that can think for themselves will tune that shit out.
yeah, but the people who don't think for themselves are the ones that we need to switch. Otherwise, we go back into what we're in now.
Sadly, that's how it is.
You know, and think back, you know, what the fuck would we have said if Hillary had contested the election? I mean,
Actually, speaking of Hillary,
like it or not,
go on.
like it or not, like it or not, we all thought she was going to win. You know, I think two guys that I had talked to on any kind of regular basis said Trump was going to win. Everybody else like, we're fucked.
I was optimistic that Trump would win.
I wasn't. I was fixing to oil up my guns to bury him.
Yeah. Get some Cosmoline out. But yeah, with they're doubling down, and I don't think that double down on just trying to vilify the president's got to be good, because it's the problem with the media today is the media today for the past 4 years have done nothing but shovel propaganda. They haven't done any actual news reporting, and I'm kind of getting sick of it.
Well, that comes around to bite them in the ass at times, because that's how fucking Trump got elected. All that free campaigning because his name was on the news every fucking minute.
Well,
I can't say on a public platform what I'd like to see. It could be considered a crime.
Yeah.
I'm replying to G-Webs.
Yeah, same here. So,
and you know, that's one of the reasons why I don't delve into politics much, because I tend to say shit that I shouldn't.
oh yeah, no, I know.
Because the whole vilifying Trump is they've got to destroy his legacy. Otherwise, when shit goes south again, which it will, because that's the way it works when the left is in charge.
Always.
And we may have to ride out the whole damn 4 years, because the economy may take a jump when this whole corona thing starts easing off.
It may jump. It also may tank too.
I don't know how the fuck it hasn't tanked already.
That is a good question. That is a good question. How has it tanked already? But again, there may be a point where it may tank, and not in the good way.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at, G-Web. So when they look back from the future, you know, you can't support the party who put out Trump because he was a fucking Trump.
Because it's Trump, yeah. So
I'll be right back. I gotta get more coffee.
So it's just, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, I guess, in 4 years, if we're still here. If we haven't been sent to Democrat FEMA camps or whatever. Kidding. But, yeah, no, I'm not Alex Jones. I'm not going to go that far. But it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. They're already talking about using existing records to hold people accountable for their beliefs. Yeah, no, of course. Of course, even though I'm pretty sure there are laws against persecuting someone over their beliefs, because that's what the basis of this country was founded for. But hey, the Democrats again are do as we say, not as we do. So we'll do whatever is authoritarian, whatever we think is right or totalitarian. And you just have to, turn your other cheek and deal with it. Otherwise, we'll throw you in jail. That's how it goes. They say the right is just like that. No, not really. If it really was, there'd be riots in other states that are held by Republicans. I'm not saying that, the Republicans are any better than Democrats, but at least they're not at least Republicans don't act like crazed, feverish zombies. That's for damn sure. Over one candidate. Good Lord. Good Lord. So it's going to be interesting. Though I saw something. Earlier. I don't know where was it. Saw a bill. You probably want to look at this. Where is it? I can't remember where it was. I'm still not awake yet. It might have been on AmmoLand. Let's see. No, it was state of Washington. Yeah, the state of Washington is trying to ban open carry, and they're trying to ban something else. Where's it? Guns and Gadgets did a video on this earlier. Yeah, here it is. The state of Washington is trying to ban high-capacity magazines, and they're also trying to ban open carry. So,
hell, I didn't know they could open carry in Washington.
In Washington State, yes, they can, and the state is trying to ban open carry, and they're trying to ban high-capacity magazines, or standard capacity magazines, I would say. But the bill says high capacity, but we call them standard because that's what they are. But again, it's ridiculous that they would try.
Well, y'all don't.
Go ahead.
Y'all don't need more than 10 rounds in your Clipazine for your killer death machines.
Mm-hmm.
I just wonder if they're going to make me saw off the fucking tubes on my tubular magazine guns.
Yeah, if you got more, if they hold more than 10 rounds, then yeah, that you're gonna have to.
Yeah, the two Marlins would hold 26 rounds of shorts.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have those. Those are too dangerous. Those are assault tubes.
They're not semi-auto though.
Well, it doesn't matter. Those are assault tubes. You got to turn them in.
I know it.
That's the ridiculousness of these laws.
They use this weapons of war rhetoric. Well, every fucking gun out there, except for maybe a lever action, started as a weapon of war. And hell, levers even did.
Yep. All right, so, but yeah, so the bills in question are Washington State bills, Senate bills S 5078 and S 5038. So keep on the lookout for those in Washington State. If you're in Washington State, guess when these bills were pre-filed. Well, 5038. Guess when 5038 was pre-filed?
In Washington, how?
It was pre-filed on Christmas Eve.
Christmas Day?
Christmas Eve. The open carry ban bill was pre-filed on Christmas Eve. How is that?
Well,
how is that for Washington State? They really don't want you to have any rights.
Well, coming from a state where open carry is prohibited, I tell the people in Washington, you need to make yourself heard and your views known without overrunning the fucking Capitol.
Yeah, you do. You do. Without overrunning the Capitol. Yes. Overrunning Capitol buildings are bad because it doesn't work. It doesn't work as intended. Unfortunately. Don't do it. It's not a good idea.
I ain't even sure what the fucking intent was.
Neither am I.
If, as they say, Antifa was involved, then the intent was exactly what the fuck happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's so much shit that's floating around out there that's just bullshit.
There is.
It's hard to believe anything. You know, there was a local group that went out there from this area, and there's like 30 or 40 of them. And they said there wasn't any of that kind of bullshit where they were at. They were, talking to the Capitol Police, just general discourse. And they said everybody was getting along fine. I don't know. That could be bullshit too. I don't know.
Could be. We
Come on, man. You can't go by that. AR stands for Army Rifle. We know that.
No, he's right about that. You don't go with that gun control Illinois narrative, okay?
That was a brand new, and nobody says fucking Army Rifle until today.
It stands for Armalite Rifle Model 15.
I know what the fuck it stands for. Jesus Christ. Quit pissing on the fucking joke.
I have to. It's my duty.
I was alive when the fucking thing went into service.
Damn, you're old.
Shit.
No, I'm kidding. So, but
hell, I ain't.
Well, I know you're not, but I am.
And I've maintained all along, with this thing, that I don't give a shit about the AR or the AK. They're just not my thing. I give a shit about the people's rights to have them. And that's why people need to really get out and make their wishes known.
Yeah, because if you can't support even the ability to have them, then you don't support gun rights, period. Because It's you support all guns or you support no guns. There's no mix and match and mix and choose because the Second Amendment doesn't say that the right of the people to keep their arms, can accept some infringements or some rifles are okay to infringe on. No, it says shall not be infringed.
Yeah, there's no buts or unlesses
or ifs.
And I don't really care about magazine capacity either. If you want a fucking 1,000-round magazine, if you want to tote that motherfucker around, feel free.
It's heavy. It's going to be heavy as shit. But if you want to carry it around, go for it, right?
But if it was a banana magazine, you could use that puppy as a tripod or a stand.
Right. Well, depending on how big the drum mag is, you can use the drum mag as a stand too.
See, what we need is to get drum manufacturers like Pearl and Thomas to start making magazines for ARs.
We need to get them to put kickstands on drums. That way there's no need for a bipod. You see what I'm getting at? Ideas.
Pearl and Tama are drum manufacturers for like bands, musical instruments.
I know. But I was taking your idea and going further with it, so yeah.
Well, whatever it does to add more weight to the gun should be good.
Right.
I mean, if you watch all these guys out there with all their kit they're putting on, like, are you out of your fucking tree? That thing got to weigh 10 pounds now.
Does. It seriously does. So we were talking earlier in the chat. You were mentioning that you're not that big of a fan of getting another getting a what was it a Python, right?
No. I love the Python. I really do.
I did too.
I think it's probably the sexiest gun ever fucking made. However, the Anaconda is a bigger version of it. And
because
caliber.
The Python is in what? 357 Magnum?
357 Magnum.
Yeah. So you could shoot 357 or 38 out of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Anaconda is the one are they reintroducing them this year?
That was the rumor, but I ain't.
Yeah, the rumor going around is that Colt may be reintroducing the Anacondas. But what he was getting at is he saw one the other day, an Anaconda, and he's kind of kicking himself for not buying it because a Colt revolver and 44 Magnum as opposed to 357.
It wasn't the other day. It's been like 4 years.
Well, you didn't say it was 4 years. You made it sound like it was the other day. So.
Well, I ain't bought any guns in years. So, I opted to buy another one instead of it. And yes, I do kick myself in the ass for not dropping $1,100 on Anaconda because that was a foolish thing to do or not to do. But, any of these guns I've got now are worth quite a bit more than I paid for them. Well, except for the Phoenix.
Have you checked out Colt's latest guns, revolvers like the King Cobra or the Cobra?
Nope. I've seen them. Dude, until you have a Python in your hand, and it needs to be nickel or stainless these days, there's something about those guns that is just unbelievably cool. And I can shoot one of those things very well.
No, I believe it.
I have not seen
believe it.
pictures do them justice. But, as far as the shooting well part of it, that's really neither here nor there because I can shoot Smith & Wesson well too. Or I could before I'm starting to go blind.
That's just one aspect, right?
Or the Ruger. They're all fairly easy to shoot well. Fairly good sights, comfortable hold. It is what it is. But the looks of the Python, I don't know, man. It's hard to put into words.
Right.
Just watch The Walking Dead and watch the gun Rick Grimes carries.
Yeah. No, I've seen it. And I understand. I think I get it.
I could have bought the Python that I qualified on for the feds back in. God, I could have bought it in probably 1989.
You probably should have.
For $400.
You should have done that then.
The dude that did our range sessions, qualifying sessions, saw that I shot the gun well, and he says, "I'm fixing to replace it. I'll sell you that for $400." Well, I didn't have $400, so
yeah. Yeah,
that ain't the same as the Anaconda that I passed. I should have bought that Python, yes, but I didn't have the money. The Anaconda, on the other hand, is I had the money. And I didn't buy it. So there's where the kicking myself in the ass comes in. Yeah, I do mean the gun Rick refuses to use sights on. That ain't a comment about Rick. That's a comment about the sexiest gun ever made. I can't believe it took Colt so damn long to put it back out. You'd figured, in the first season of that, they'd have dropped the Python. The Walking Dead version, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny because I was watching an episode of that show yesterday, and he was running, had it on his hip. The fucking holster just flapping all over hell. Like, dude, you need a tie down.
Yeah. No. I haven't watched The Walking Dead in a while, so.
I watched the first 4 seasons and then I got out of it. And
yes, we mean the gun Rick refuses to use sights on, Scott.
I was watching a video where somebody was talking about The Walking Dead later season. So, no, that's not the Colt Single Action Army.
No, that
not. That is the Colt Python.
Colt Python.
The Single Action Army is a fucking plow handle.
Yeah.
Not that I got anything against them, because I don't, but the Python is the king.
Mm-hmm.
And for all you Smith & Wesson guys, the Python turns backwards. Which is the only marks I got against me in certifying the last year I did it, was that I forgot that I was used to doing the drop 2 in and shoot the target, because that's one of the quick things. You just add 2 rounds of ammo and re-engage the target. I dropped them in where I had a Smith & Wesson, and I dropped them in where I would have on the Python because that's all I ever did it on. And
Right.
I was
Right.
penalized for that, shall we say.
Oh boy. I bet there's a story there.
No, it's just I got marked off because I had two quote unquote misfires that were my fault. I still was the highest qualifier of our whole unit. Always was. Wouldn't be now because I can't see.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Or I can't see as well.
Plus, everybody else would be retired by now.
Now, a silhouette target, that ain't so bad. I could probably do all right on that because it's pretty good size black section for my astigmatized eyes to find.
Right.
Actually, before the Colt Single Action Army, the 51 Navy
That's one gun I wouldn't mind having.
should be on that list of being a sexy gun.
Well,
And I really think the 60 Army looks better.
I'll be honest. If I was gonna go, good old black powder revolver, I would want to either get I know finding an original one's would be a pain in the ass because there not many were made. But I'd like to have a Walker, a Colt Walker. So I'd probably have to get a reproduction
I would
just
not
to get
buy
one.
an original. To say I wouldn't buy an original if I ever intended to shoot it.
Right, exactly. The whole Indiana Jones quote, "It belongs in the museum." Well, technically, the Colt Walkers do belong in the museum, and trying to shoot modern day powder or ammunition out of those, no, you don't want to do that. No, just get a reproduction. Just what I'd look at, getting a repro, and just
Shit, people blew those things up back in the day.
yeah.
No, I think
right.
it's largely because they loaded it.
They loaded them incorrectly.
Yeah, they loaded it with bullet backwards. At least that's what I've seen in research. The Walker, while I think it's a great gun and I do want one, I don't think it's that good looking of a gun because it's so odd sized.
I
1851.
I get that, but to me, like the 1851 and the 1860 don't look any different than the Walker to me. Oh, remember, I'm not a big revolver guy, so
the Walker is considerably bigger, except for the grip. So if you're holding the Walker in your hand, you don't notice because it's just a big fucking gun in your hand. But if you look at the gun laying down, it looks oddly sized, because the frame and cylinder shit are so goddamn massive. Yeah, you notice it. There's no fucking denying that you notice how big that bastard is.
Yeah.
Well, it was made to be a club and a gun, and as a gun, it was meant to be a freaking rifle.
Yeah.
I'm serious. That is what they were going for. Is basically a rifle without a buttstock. Clint Eastwood was the only one who ever carried them damn things in it, fucking holster on his hip. Everybody else drug him over or threw him over the saddle.
Yeah, I'm seriously considering getting one of those Uberti Colt Walkers. So,
well, keep considering because I don't think there's any in stock anywhere.
Sportsman's Guide.
They haven't had them for 4 months.
They've got them in stock right now.
Really?
Yeah, here. Let me link you.
I got fucking Sportsman's Guide on my freaking desktop.
Yeah, I just linked you right there. It says it's in stock. So, if I was going to get one, now would be the time, right?
Yeah, you can do the 4-pay. It's pretty painless.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, they're in stock in 10 days. If they are, get one.
Yeah, it says estimated availability, 125, 2021. But that's, but they're taking orders for them. So
estimated availability. They ain't in stock.
Well, it says you can order them through them. So.
Oh, shit. There is no reason to buy that in 2021. Well, yes, there is. Same reason you buy it any other friggin' time, just to have it.
Yeah.
It's another one that I want to get that I do not ever intend to shoot.
Oh, no, I intend to shoot it.
I've already got 3 black powder revolvers that I've had for, God, several years now.
I don't have any black powder guns right now.
I have not fired any of them. And
I do not have any black powder guns right now.
The ones that I got, the best one so far, what I got, the best one is the 58 Remington.
Ooh, nice.
That son of a bitch is a good looking gun.
Yeah.
And it's nickel or stainless steel. I don't know which. Polished, shiny, pretty. But I got a whole shitload of other revolvers I can shoot. I don't really want to clean them, to be honest. I have to get them out, wipe them down, put some oil on them now and again, but I do not want to go through all the bullshit of having to clean them after shooting them.
Right.
I got Pyrodex primers here, but I've been loading Cowboy Action loads with Pyrodex. I need to try them out too, because I haven't done that yet. Mostly because I don't want to fucking clean guns after that either. Probably ain't as hard as cleaning the Magnum guns with the burn on the front of the cylinder, because that's a bitch. You got a blue gun, you don't notice that shit on the front of the cylinder, but if you got a stainless or nickel gun, there's fucking black rings around the end of the chambers on the cylinder. Kind of looks bad.
So let me ask you this, because I know there's ways to do it. What would your stance be on like a one of those conversion cylinders for a black powder gun?
I just seen one, and I cannot tell you what kind it was, that you put the cylinder in. The cylinder came with the loading gate on it. So you have to cut the side of the frame so that when the loading gate opens, you can actually fit a shell in there.
Right.
But most of the others you have to take them out, unscrew them, load the rounds in and put them back in. It's not that much fucking quicker than loading with just a ball and powder.
Right.
Yeah, Squib's the one to ask about that.
Well, I wanted to get your take on them because I've been looking at getting one for. See, if I get the Colt Walker, I want to have the cartridge conversion done on. So I want it to be able to use cartridges, but if I need to do cap and ball, I can still do cap and ball and just switch the cylinder out. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah, that's all right in theory, but you do give up part of the face of the cylinder if you make that gun to where you can load while the cylinder's in it. Because they have to put a notch in the side of the gun so the shell can fit in.
Right. And
Well,
I'm not bothered by that.
that notch is going to be a potential to let primers come off, or at least slip out and jam the gun.
Right. That is something to look at too. So buy two guns and have a conversion done on one of them. Gotcha.
Or just buy the plain conversion cylinder. You know, where you put all the rounds in it and then put it in the gun. But any of those, shit, them they're $300. Cost as much as the friggin' gun.
Yeah, that's the only problem. But the ones I was looking at were the cursed. So
I mean, there was people back in the day that put loading gates in those things in the frame and made them, work like just a regular single action army. Flipped open, dropped shell in.
yeah, I don't see any problem with that. Uh-oh.
That is what Colt did.
What?
By perdition, you cannot 3D print a revolver frame. You have to whittle it out of a branch with an old timer pocket knife.
It's like that is FUD 80% Ghost revolver. Oh wow. I've never heard of a Ghost revolver. There you go. That's great. He's like, exactly, on a ship. I'll go make that a meme. Well, go for it. Knock yourself out. 80% Ghost revolvers. There you go.
You got to give that man credit.
Yeah, sometimes he comes up with the craziest shit.
Wrong man. I'm talking about Colt. G-Webs goes without saying.
Yeah.
But to sit down looking at a steering wheel on a ship and come up with a revolver.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you ever seen Colt's first prototype? You really should look it up. And then he goes and he makes the Patterson, which he kind of dropped the ball a bit there.
I would say he should have put more thought into the revolver rifle.
Well, the thing with the revolving rifle is without some sort of shielding on the front of the cylinder, you can't hardly use it like a rifle. I guess you could, put like fucking leather up your arm. Yeah, that was later.
Now, which prototype are we talking about?
The original prototype. Because they made a deal with Winchester, I think, well after Cap and Balls. I think Winchester's fixing to come out with a cartridge revolver. But I could be wrong. I'm old. My memory gets fuzzy. And I have looked at a lot of shit, so there's been a lot of information passed through the portal.
I see the Colt Pearson prototype. I'm not
the original prototype is wood.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen a picture of that.
The thing on the Patterson would do it's pretty complicated. So it was more susceptible to problems. And then when he and Walker got together on that behemoth, a lot of that stuff got worked out. Not all of it, but a lot of it. I think the biggest bitch about the Walker was it had a tendency to break mainsprings and that goddamn loading lever dropping. Sadly, back in the day, I'd have made up a freaking wire to wrap around the barrel so I could put it on that loading lever so I could shoot it and then move the wire, load it. I wonder if that's should be considered abuse to horses by making them carry two.
Well, you'd have to ask the horse. I'm pretty sure the horse won't give you an answer. Or if the horse does give you an answer, it's got to kick you.
Well, that's if it's not exhausted from carrying all that weight.
Right. That's right. So.
I haven't handled a walker in, 20 years.
Friend, do you know anyone that had one? Or a reproduction?
I don't anymore.
Okay.
Oh, I've never handled an original. I wouldn't. I'd be scared I'd drop it.
Yeah, same here.
But I vividly remember that it was really fucking heavy.
But back then, getting heavier than like Lamont or Lamont or Lamo, or however the hell you're supposed to say it.
I think it is. A real one? G-Web says there's one at the Texas Ranger Museum in Waco, Texas.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
He's been to all of the museums almost. Not all of them, but he's been to a lot of the big ones. Let's see.
God, that's even more cool because Patterson got a whole bunch more shit to lose.
Yeah. Colt Walker says is 4.5 pounds. Apparently, it is heavier than the Lamont, which is 4.1 pounds.
You don't fucking say.
I didn't know. Don't jump all over my ass just because I looked something up.
The Patterson has like 6 parts? Really? I need to do my friggin' research. I never liked the Patterson because, 1, it didn't have a trigger guard. 2, that trigger folded up. They can reach in and pick them up if they're able to.
And that was a Patterson rifle, or was that revolver too?
Now there can't be but like 8 Patterson rifles at the most.
Okay, so they made a rifle version. All right.
They the guys who did the initial test firing would say this ain't gonna work. I got to get a new shirt because it burned my shirt. Hey Travis.
Uh oh, Travis is out there. Watch out. Travis T's out there. Judah says Patterson revolver is what I mean. Yeah, but I know they made Patterson rifles too, and they're basically just, revolver rifles.
What John Wayne movie is that? Rio
Grande?
El Dorado.
El Dorado, okay.
Yeah, where the sidekick to the sheriff deputy uses a revolving rifle. And to look at it looks like it's got a freaking Walker-sized cylinder in it.
It does. It does. I mean, for anyone that's wondering what we're talking about, I'm talking about the Patterson, rifle. And let me screen share real quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about, because this is actually some pretty interesting stuff. And if you can't watch see the screen because you're listening to it, you're just listening to it. When you get a chance after you're done doing what you're doing, come back and look at it because it's pretty interesting. This is what it looks like broken down. This is a Colt Patterson rifle, and it's basically broken down. But a cylinder, you got the cylinder right there. Then you basically bolt the barrel onto it, like that. That's pretty cool.
The revolving rifle in the John Wayne movie is cartridge, so it's quite a bit later.
Yeah, it's probably one of the Colt revolving rifles later.
No, by then Colt had a deal with Winchester that they would not make rifles.
Yeah. So
it takes a while. Did you post a link in YouTube?
The link of it? I can, yeah.
Maybe G-Webs is trying to send the link. Hell, I don't know.
He's doing.
He is.
He's got a video link to it, so check that out. Let me see. Let me see if I can get that into an actual video and then just post that.
Yeah, great. Gives us a minute to go get coffee and whatnot while the video plays.
Here.
Probably get copyright struck on YouTube.
No, it's a G-Web's video, so we'll get G-Web's copyright strike. It's going to copyright me right here when I post this link. See if anybody can see that.
Well, I can't because I can't open up another window.
What's he saying now?
Feel free to show the video. He'll call his lawyers and start spending the money on a new walker.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. That's nice try. Nice try. But go and view that link of his video right there, and yeah, we won't show his video, but it's interesting.
Can you screen share? Show it.
No, I don't want to have to deal with his lawyers.
He just said go ahead.
Fine.
So he's given permission. We ain't got no fucking money anyway.
This is sad but true. Thanks for making me even more unhappy than I already am.
Well, the early watch never made a damn dime that I know of.
Yeah.
Jimmy Mayer got rich. That may be why he's gone.
I doubt it. I think he's gone for another reason.
Nobody knows where's Jimmy.
Yeah. There's the museum.
Right now, I'm just seeing a case with a revolving rifle taken apart. Honestly, I haven't.
There you go.
Jimmy
There we go.
18 months. I don't know. Or whenever it was, he was on YouTube saying we was going to do this again, and he disappeared.
There's a ton of those revolvers, you know. So, let's see. What else? They have another wall over there. See?
No, I don't see.
You're not watching, okay. So
I got YouTube open, man, so I can see what people are saying in the comments.
So.
They put the three walkers in the same part of the building. I wonder if they had to upgrade the supports.
So. All right, well, that's enough of that video. If you want to see the whole thing, go to G-Web's channel, Gun Websites, and check out his video on the Ranger Museum. I put the link out there in the YouTube chat. Check that out. It's actually a pretty cool video. I'm going to go back and watch the rest of it after we're done with the early watch this morning because I want to watch the rest of it. So there you go.
Yeah, I'll go watch it after we're done too.
So I'll get the link out there and post it again for everyone, so everyone knows what we're talking about. I'll post it in the description of the video too. So, but again, I was just watching it and I had to stop watching it because I want people to go over to P-Web's YouTube channel and watch it instead of just.
Quit lying! You got an erection. That's why you stopped.
You weren't supposed to say anything, man. I told you to keep it quiet.
We're all gun guys here.
You and your big mouth. You and your big mouth. But it's a great video, and I really appreciate P-Webs for making that video and sharing that with us. So.
You says they look like replicas, huh? Said, there's a way to tell replicas from the originals.
Oh, yeah. It definitely is.
And I don't remember exactly what it is.
It's usually on the side where it says Uberti or what's the other company that makes them? There's a Buteri and Pieta. There we go. Uberti and Pieta.
But there's a way to tell without being right up to where you can read that too.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the video now. Yeah, the replicas are not trying to be
fakes. They're just supposed to get the
fake real one.
Yeah. The Uberti or Pieta reproductions are just to give you a feel of what one of those type of guns would feel like.
And how they trivia shoot. Note about the Walker. One little trivia note about the Walker is it's the only one that the freaking wedge goes in from right to left.
Which is weird. That is weird.
Actually, I'm assuming that when they built that, they were thinking right-handed people. So you can pull the damn thing out while you're on horseback.
Right. I get that.
Like you're going to be able to load the damn gun on horseback. But who knows? Them guys fucking lived on horses, so they might. Cut a little notch in your saddle horn to hook the butt in and go do it. Hope the horse takes you where you're wanting it to go. I don't know, G-Webs. That's a good question, but I wouldn't think so because the Patterson wasn't really that popular. I'm assuming that it was something that Walker wanted. But it may have been just a fuck up in production, and that's how they had to put them in. Who knows? I do know that it's easier to pull the wedge out on mine if I grab the barrel and pull it with my right hand because I got better grip on my thumb and forefinger. Yeah, it's kind of a drag that all of that stuff is on freaking New England.
Yeah, where the shot heard around the world is basically telling everyone they can't have firearms. It's awful.
I'm not actually a huge Colt nut either. As far as the old guns, I much prefer the Remingtons. But the Colts are iconic parts of history. And the Walker is just a conversation piece, man. That's behemoth.
I'm not a Colt nut either. It's just I like antiques and I like old stuff. I like history. I think that's a better way to say it. I like history. And with history you've got like old guns, you've got old technology, and it's interesting to look at and see how that technology worked back in the day.
And as far as the Python goes, I consider that a Python. I don't even think about it being a Colt.
Yeah. No, that's right. So all right. I think I'm about ready to call it. What about you?
Well, I'm about out of coffee.
So G-Webs has to go check on and hug the puppy for a few minutes. So, that's a pretty good time for us to go and make our plugs and start wrapping up. So,
You want to take these 4 Catahoula puppies out there?
so I not particularly, no.
Well, if he's going to go out and walk the dog or something, might as well have half a dozen.
Yeah. But guys, again, thank you for hanging out with us. Chatting with us. We try and do this every Monday and Friday, but sometimes our Fridays get eaten up by family.
Nobody's going to believe that shit.
No, they're not. But I'm gonna say it anyway. So just let me finish, all right? No, seriously though, yeah, we try and do this every Monday and Fridays, but unfortunately, lately we've been. I've had some family issues, and Tony has, had some non-availability issues, so we haven't been able to keep the Monday and Friday track record. But
fucking several Fridays have been holidays too.
Yes, and that hasn't been great for us lately. But we're gonna try and keep doing this for as long as possible. But again, I want to thank everyone for showing up, hanging out with us, and chatting with us. So, if you like what we're doing, we're using GunTube Chamber. If you like what we're doing, what I'm doing with GunTube, go over to the GunTube website, click on the store link. That's store.guntube.org, and buy some swag to help me keep this thing running. Other than that, Tony, you've got any final words of wisdom?
Always. First off, thank you for making it here on what is a holiday, which surprises the shit out of me. Secondly, everybody have a good day.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys later. Take it easy. Have a good one. And we hopefully will see you on Friday. If not, everyone, have a good week.
Don't bet your money on it.
Don't bet your money on it. Don't bet your dog's food on it either. So, yeah. Keep your puppies happy. So,
we got puppy chow here.
You got puppy chow there. Okay, you're good.